actually talking about a topic that I've been wanting to talk to you about for a long time. I just really needed to think about how I wanted to say it and how to introduce it to you. Basically, we're talking about how I got pregnant so quickly. I don't know, just my experience, and then hopefully if you are trying to conceive, which that's what TTC stands for. TTC stands for trying to conceive. So hopefully this video might help you and get you in the right direction, get you the right help, and help you in order to do it. I'll have more information on trying to avoid, which you can use the same program that we did in order to conceive. I don't necessarily like to say trying to conceive or trying to have a baby. Ben and I, my husband and I, had decided, no. Basically, my husband and I had mutually decided that we were okay with growing a family, and that is something you do need to be respectful of your partner and where you both are at. There is no good time to start a family. Like if you're like, oh, if only I have this done or this done or this done, there's really no good time. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about this in front of my daughter, I feel like things should be started early, and talk to your kids about their bodies and understanding their bodies, which is kind of what I'm going to be talking about. So the program that I ended up using is actually called Natural Family Planning. I've never been on birth control actually ever. When I was a teen, I just noticed friends that were on it and they just seemed extremely moody, and this is not true of everyone, but I just didn't think it was something I needed to do. I know when I was trying to avoid being pregnant, I started doing NFP, the Creighton model in particular. This is the book that's all about it, which you get at your introduction. And this is actually started by a religious group. I actually never would have chosen this because of religion. I'm most interested in this because I feel like women should really take care of their bodies and just follow the natural course of your body, and introducing hormones and drugs, you are messing with something that's already probably doing its thing, and I find that medications like birth control are actually a band-aid for maybe a problem that's deeper than you think. So that is just my opinion. I'll get into that in another video. You can do it in an app. I would not say that app is as accurate, but if you're at this point not really caring, and you're not finding any problems, you just want to figure out exactly when you're ovulating, and everything like that, because I know a lot of people, like I used to not even know like when my period was going to be. I just felt like it was really unpredictable when it actually wasn't. I just didn't understand my body, and that's what this is all about, is the importance of understanding your body and taking care of it. Fertility is something that should be cared for. I'll leave a couple links, or I'll leave them right here, the names of them, because I'm really blanking on what those are called right now. But you put in your period, you put in basically how long the time is in between your periods, how light they are, how heavy they are, and they calculate where your window of fertility is. As a woman, you are not fertile all the time. As a male, you are fertile all the time, and you don't need to worry about that. But as a female, there is only a window of opportunity each cycle. So if your cycle is about 30 days, it might be just a window of, like 4 days in between. And so part of doing an app or doing this program that I did was able to figure that out. Mine in particular and it's based on your mucus. And so you're looking at mucus, your period, and then the time in between, and kind of counting based on where your peak of fertility is. So everyone actually has a peak, and meaning the most fertile day of their cycle. So we kind of calculate that out, and then you can determine based on those days of fertility, meaning you're more likely to get pregnant during those days of fertility, that window of fertility, and determine if you are actually trying to conceive or trying to avoid. And so we just chose those days, and really with the idea that those peak days are most likely, and went for it. And that's really all we did. Thankfully for us, we did not have some sort of health issue. I didn't have any fertility issues. And anything, I might be more fertile than someone else might be, which actually poses a charting problem when you're trying to use mucus. However, so if you are having fertility issues, this might actually point you in the right direction to figure out that you haven't. Just going back to birth control, if you are on birth control right now, bless you, and you are thinking about trying to conceive, you would like to have a family and start having children, get off the birth control, give it a few months because you need your cycle to get back to where it is. When you're on the pill, you're actually not having a real period. It's a pill period, or a pill-induced period with the artificial hormones. So you need to wait until everything kind of settles back and gets back into your own pattern, your own cycle, in order to really determine where those windows of fertility are in order to utilize them for conceiving. I've heard this in other TTC videos is just, you know, if you're really trying, definitely utilize those days so you can really utilize that mucus.
Pausing this here because I did a horrible job at explaining one important thing with tracking your cycles and mucus. There are different types of mucus, and you really want to find this particular type of mucus if you learn, create a model of NFP, or natural family planning, that allows the sperm to travel through effectively to get to the egg, versus mucus or dry spells that don't allow the sperm to travel through at all, which are days of infertility. You want to utilize those days that have the good mucus that allows for conception, which is what we did. We chose to have intercourse on a day that allowed us
to conceive. And then don't have intercourse every day. That's really exhausting on your body. And stress can play a huge role in your fertility. And so definitely don't stress yourself out like that. I've heard so many countless stories of people just like super stressed about having a child and unable to conceive, and ends up being down the line they are stress-free and surprised. Like, there's a lot of different factors that go into fertility. So if there is an issue, at least charting will point you in the right direction, because if you are using those windows of fertility, perhaps there's something wrong and you're not getting pregnant, or there could be something wrong with him, or say you're actually not finding that you have trackable mucus. That's from, you know, there could be an underlying issue as well. Another reason not to be on birth control is that you could actually be able to see these things and be able to track what is going in the underlying cause. So anyways, guys, I hope this video, I know it's really random, but hopefully it'll help you out if you're looking into natural family planning, NFP. Excuse me, hey, no. So hopefully if you're looking into NFP or natural family planning, hopefully this gives you just a little glimpse of what it is. Again, it's just kind of sticker charting. They do have apps there you can use, Excel spreadsheets nowadays, but you can also use these free apps that are on your phone already if you would like to just download them from your app store. Again, they may not be as accurate because they're not using things such as mucus, which are your natural outward signs of your fertility. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye, guys.